CBS presents this program in color.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
Where's Mom? In the kitchen. Mom! Mom! Here you are, Mom.
Oh, you finally recognized me.
Mom, you should see what's all the excitement. Well, you should see who's coming.
Oh.
Well, I was down by the tracks, and then the train came in, and oh, that's them.
Hi.
Hello.
How do you do? Your mouths are open.
Isn't this a quaint little place?
Yes. I'm Oliver Wendell Douglas. And this is my wife, Lisa.
Hello.
I'm pleased to know you. I'm Kate Bradley, and these are my three daughters, Billy Joe, Betty Joe, and Bobby Joe.
Oh, you're so young to have such old daughters.
Thanks. Oh, darling.
Your dog doesn't like perfume?
Perfume? Oh, would you like to register? What am I saying? You don't have to register. Billy Joe, go get number 1. This is one of our better rooms.
We're only going to stay overnight. We just bought a farm here in the valley.
Oh.
The Haney place.
The Haney place? Why is it every time we mention the Haney place, everybody says, the Haney place?
I guess it's just because everybody thinks we're so lucky. We're going to live there.
The Haney place? Well, that's fine. Fine. We're going to love having you for neighbors. Did you have any luggage?
Do they? About 40 bags. Oh, Oliver wanted me to travel light.
Well, I'll have Uncle Joe pick him up as soon as he gets back from Hooterville.
Oh, thank you.
There you are. It's
Sure.
right top of the stairs, turn right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Come on, darling.
Morning, Sam.
Was till you walked in.
That's a fine way to talk to a customer.
You ain't a customer till you buy something. And the last thing you bought was a 5-cent cigar 3 months ago.
I'm trying to cut down.
Smoking or spending?
Just made a picture a few years ago, Good Neighbor Sam, and it wasn't about you. Can I have my mail?
Hold it! The only one who can touch the mail is the postmaster. Get out of here. Now, may I help you?
My mail.
Oh, just a second. Sign here.
What for?
When the court clerk shows up trying to find out why you didn't report for jury duty, I don't want you saying you never got the letter.
How did you know it was a jury notice?
It's from Pixley Superior Court, and you ain't running for judge.
Jury duty. I ain't got time to waste on jury duty.
You got a million other things you can waste your time on.
Sitting around for days trying to prove some guy's a crook.
Maybe they figure it takes one to know one.
They got a lot of nerve trying to pull this on a citizen and a taxpayer.
Citizen, maybe, but a taxpayer? Who you kidding?
I ain't gonna do it.
Well, in that case, you better fill out a change of address form.
Huh?
Just put down county jail.
Mom, did you see that suit Mrs. Douglas is wearing?
And what about that jewelry?
Boy, did that dog smell good. I wonder where she got that suit.
We ought to ask her what catalog she uses. Oh, I don't think that suit came from a catalog.
Hey, what convention's staying here?
Convention?
Yeah, all them bags down the tracks.
Oh, they belong to Mr. and Mrs. Douglas. They bought the Haney place.
The Haney place?
Yeah, Uncle Joe, would you mind going down and picking up the bags?
Yeah, I'll be glad to. Oh. I just come down to Lumbago.
How come this always happens when there's work to be done?
Does it? I never noticed. Let him carry his own bags. Any man with a weak enough brain to buy the Haney place ought to have a strong back.
Mr. Douglas is a very smart man. He's a big city lawyer.
I don't care if he... A lawyer?
Mrs. Bradley.
Mr. Douglas, are you comfortable?
Oh, very charming room.
Thank you.
Mr. Douglas, I'm Joe Carson, Kate's uncle.
Nice to meet you. I was wondering if there was someone who could help me with my luggage.
Well, I'll be glad to help you.
What was that you were saying about lumbago?
Oh, well, you take a hot bath and I think it'll go away, Kate. Woman suffers something awful. Let me give you a little advice, Mr. Douglas. If you're going to live around here, I wouldn't go around telling folks that I was a lawyer.
Why not?
Well, the minute they find out you're a lawyer, they're going to come running asking for free legal advice, like how to get out of jury duty, just to mention a few things. You being new around here, wanting to get in good with everybody, you'll probably tell them how to get out of jury duty without charging them. They ain't got no right to take advantage of you. Have you tell them how to get out of jury duty without paying for it.
If anybody should happen to come up and ask me how to get out of jury duty, I'm not going to tell them.
You wouldn't?
I believe it's every citizen's duty to serve, because the jury system is priceless heritage from English common law. It's not a duty, it's a privilege.
That's another thing. They'll be asking you how to get out of jury privilege.
The only reason a man should try to get out of jury duty is if it works a hardship on him, you know, a loss of revenue.
Loss of revenue? Oh, say, would you mind telling Kate I took the handcar to Pixley on important business?
Well, what the rest of these bags?
Oh, I don't think you can carry them all in one trip. So I told him down at the Pixley courthouse I'd suffer a loss of revenue if I had to serve on the jury.
Oh, I'm sure they would have let you out to go to the unemployment office.
I ain't got time for jury duty. I'm too busy running the hotel, cleaning up the place, doing all the chores, the heavy work only a man can take care of. I can't get away. I've got too much to do.
Why not? You've been getting away with it for years. And now, you're even getting away with jury duty.
You don't understand, Kate. That's what they call exterminating circumstances.
Mr. Frobisher, my civics teacher, says that anyone should be happy to serve on a jury.
Well, tell him to go to the Pixley County Courthouse and enjoy himself. They have an opening.
You should be ashamed of yourself, shirking your duty.
It ain't a duty, it's a privilege. It's like the right to vote. Since I've already voted, I figure I shouldn't be hogging more privileges.
Uncle Joe, according to our county law, if you don't serve on the jury, you have to get someone else to take your place.
Yeah, they told me that over at the courthouse.
A person should be proud to serve on a jury.
I figured you'd be thinking that way, Kate.
What's that?
Be at the Pixley Courthouse at 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, before you leave, I'll give you a little jurisprudence. When you get in that jury box, don't listen to the lawyers or the judge. Keep your eye on the prisoner. If you see him squirming, you know he's guilty.
Mm-hmm. Just like you did when you handed me the jury notice. Now, girls, while I'm gone, Betty Jo, you take care of the lobby and the front porch. Bobby Joe, you take care of the kitchen and the dining room. And Billy Joe, you take care of the upstairs hall and the bedrooms. And Uncle Joe, you take care of the front desk.
That mean I'm in charge of the petty cash box?
Right, and I have the key. Now, is everything all clear?
Kate, will you stop worrying?
I'm not worrying.
After all, I'll be here.
I'm worrying. You catching cold? Oh, how sweet.
Have a nice trip, Mom.
Oh, thank you.
We'll miss you.
Thank
And don't worry.
Bless your heart. You shouldn't have. Well, goodbye, girls.
Goodbye,
Take care of yourselves, you hear? Good girls now. Bye, Uncle Joe. And remember now, no tears.
Yes, Mama.
Bye, Mom.
We interrupt our musical program for an important announcement. The lucky ticket holder is Joe Carson of the Shady Rest Hotel. If
Bobby!
you just
Billy, come here, quick!
received
Uncle Joe,
the
wake
TV
up!
All right, Kate, I'll cut the wood in a minute.
Get up!
Shady Rest. It's shady, all right, but a fella sure can't get any rest around here.
What's happening? What's going on? Uncle Joe, you just won the raffle.
I did?
A television set.
I did.
They announced your name over the radio from Bixley. Oh, boy, a TV set. Oh, we.
Now maybe you'll all quit complaining about me not doing any work around here. While you've been fiddling around with the household chores, I've been out getting us a TV set. Guess I better start putting the aerial up. They'll probably send a set out sometime today.
Oh, they won't be sending it over, Uncle Joe. They said for you to go over and present your ticket in person by noon tomorrow.
Gee, Uncle Joe, do you think there's any chance it might be a color set?
Well, if it ain't, we can paint it. Doggone ticket.
What's wrong, Uncle Joe?
I can't find the raffle ticket.
Well, where'd you put it?
If I knew where I put it, I wouldn't be looking every place where I didn't put it.
Well, maybe we can find it. Me too.
Come on, you. If you want to watch Lassie, you better keep looking.
Uncle Joe, let's go back to the very beginning, when you bought the ticket, and try to remember if anything unusual happened.
Let's see. In the first place, I sneaked the money out of the petty cash.
Nothing unusual so far.
Well, I put in an IOU.
Then what happened?
Then I bought the rifle ticket, and I hid it in a suitcase.
What suitcase?
The one your mother took to Pixley. Pixley? I gotta go all the way to Pixley to get that ticket.
You've got until tomorrow, Uncle Joe, and Mom may be back tonight.
Yeah. You girls better start fixing this place up before she gets here.
Well, aren't you going to help us?
Look, I remembered where the ticket was. The least you girls can do is remember where this stuff belongs.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
Where's Kate? Why is she taking so long to get off the train?
It always takes longer for someone to get off of a train when they ain't on it.
What do you mean?
Kate won't be home tonight.
Ain't the trial over?
The trial's over, but now the jury's got to start deliberating. They got the jury locked up.
I always thought they locked up the prisoner.
How long is she gonna be locked up?
Could be a day, could be a week.
A week? Take me to Pixley.
Guilty? Not guilty? 3 bunches of carrots, 4 grapefruit, and pick up Jake's pants at the cleaners? Oh, guilty. Well, that brings the score, I mean the count, up to 7 guilty, 4 not guilty, and 1 I ain't saying. Well, we're gonna have to start all over reviewing the case.
Oh, Kate, I can't stay here all night. My cows are going to need milking.
I thought you got one of those new electric milking machines.
Well, I do. But the cows don't know how to turn it on.
Kate, I still don't think he's guilty. Why, that robbery took place at 5th and Main at 10 o'clock. And he's got 2 people who swear that he was home at that time.
Yeah, his mother and his father.
His mother and father are honest people.
Well, if they're so honest, how come they got a criminal for a son?
Well, come on now, let's all start all over again. We gotta review the case, we gotta vote some more, and we gotta come out even this time. No, we just have to start reviewing the thing once more, talking about it.
Hi, Henry.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Hiya, buddy. How's things going in there?
You ever try to get 12 people to agree on anything, and 4 of them women? What are you doing at the courthouse?
I gotta talk to Kate. It's a matter of life and death.
You can't talk to Kate until they reach a verdict. You can get 5 years for tampering with a jury.
But this ain't about the case.
Sorry, you can't talk to a juror while she's locked up.
Can't you let her out on bail or take a message to her?
No messages either. Now beat it.
I don't understand it. Guy puts on a policeman's uniform, right away starts acting like a cop.
Guilty. That makes 10 guilty, 2 not guilty. So we'll just have to review the facts again. If you will remember, and of course you were all there at the time, according to the district attorney, there is no question that the evidence is overwhelming in favor of conviction.
I don't understand is why there weren't any fingerprints.
Well, there's got to be a logical answer to that. Maybe there weren't any fingerprints because he was wearing gloves.
I don't care whether he's innocent or guilty. All I know is I'm starving.
The bailiff is sending out for hamburgers.
Well, we're going to be locked up together much longer. You better tell him to hold the onions.
You still hanging around the courthouse?
Yeah, thinking of taking up law.
You're not supposed to loiter.
I got a right to be in the courthouse. I pay taxes.
The taxes you pay entitles you to about 30 seconds.
Hey, Henry, you remember all the fun we used to have bowling on Monday nights? You were the best
No
bowler.
loitering.
Come to think about it, you weren't such a hot bowler after all.
Hi, Henry. How's it going in there?
The way it's going is that they're liable to be locked up for a couple of weeks.
Well, it figures. We can't even get together on the order. One wants relish, hold a pickle. One wants pickle, hold a relish. A few onions on the side. One wants rare, and one wants well. And the chef wants it quick. You better take this grub in, Henry.
Yeah, certainly.
I'll pick it up in about an hour.
Okay, Pete, thanks.
Right.
Well, we finished 8 ballots, and it's still 1 against 11 for guilty.
Well, don't look at me. We could reach a decision in 2 minutes if you all weren't so dad-burned stubborn.
Okay, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I just hope that you know what you're doing.
I didn't order relish.
Mine's one with a relish.
Myrtle?
How's the hamburger?
Delicious.
Mine isn't. Tastes like they grilled the meat while it was still in the bag.
Well, looks like you and me ain't gonna be watching television after all. What kind of a law is it that says an honest person can't tamper with a jury? Hey, you're not a person. Nothing says you can't tamper. Hey, you play your cards right and you'll be watching Lassie after all. Come on. I think my suspenders will hold you. Now, let's go over your instructions again. You're supposed to see that Kate gets this note and nobody else. You understand? Good. Now, you do that good job, you'll have it made. You won't have to spend night after night chasing skunks. You can sit in front of the television like a gentleman and watch them dog food commercials. Now, here's the note.
8 guilty, 9 guilty, 10 guilty, 11 guilty, 12 innocent.
Oh, Ed, why don't you give in?
Me? Well, now, why don't you all give in?
Kate,
Yes, Myrtle.
what's the dog doing in the fireplace?
Now, Myrtle, we're all getting a little tired, but you're starting to see things.
I'm seeing a dog. Kate, is that your dog?
Where did you come from? Now, come on, get out there. Uncle Joe!
Well, who did you expect? Santa Claus? When they yanked on the rope, I fell down the chimney so fast I felt like a paratrooper that left his chute in the plane. I didn't mind the fall so much, it was a sudden stop.
Oh, and then what happened, Uncle Joe?
Well, they threw me out before I had a chance to ask Kate where the ticket was. Well, pretty soon they'll be calling my name. I won't be there. Tonight, some guy I don't even know will be watching my television set.
Well, maybe you'll win another raffle someday, Uncle Joe.
Not likely. As the Weather Bureau says, you don't get hit twice with the same hunk of lightning.
Guess what? I just heard on the radio that the trial's over and the jury's been released.
If Kate comes right back, I can get the ticket from her, hop on the train, and be in there and claim my TV set.
Suppose she doesn't come right back.
I'll jump off that bridge when I get to it.
Oh, hi, Charles. I sure missed you. Thank you, Uncle. It's so good to see you.
Uncle Joe, what are you doing?
I've got it. Floyd, tell Charlie to get up steam. I've got to get back right away.
Get back where? Would somebody please tell me what's going on?
I won a raffle. I have to be there by 12 o'clock to claim it.
Oh, what'd you win?
A television set.
I wouldn't rush if I were you.
What are you talking about?
Well, you know that jury I was on? We convicted a man of burglary.
Well, so what? Charlie, get this thing to moving.
You know what he stole?
I ain't interested.
He stole the television set.
Kate, television set?
Now you're getting interested? He sold a lot of raffle tickets on a set that he didn't have. And then he thought that was dishonest. So he went out and he stole a set. Uncle Joe, that ticket's still valuable. You see, Mr. Frisbee at the appliance store is going to put the set in his window. And all the people that bought tickets can stand outside and watch. Come on.
Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
CBS presents this program in color.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
Those colors. Oh, now look, Miss Fussy. Sam Drucker painted us a sample of every kind of paint he's got in stock. Now, one of them's got to do.
Well, maybe the green would be all right.
Oh, yeah, the green would be dandy if we're going to paint a pool table. But this is for the outside of the hotel.
Well, you asked me.
Well, you got your vote in. Let's see what the rest of the occupants prefer.
You've got the samples.
Mm-hmm. Pick one.
Well, obviously there's only one possible color for the hotel.
Obviously. Pink.
Blue.
We have pink, blue, and green. A little too gaudy for the hotel and a little too drab for an Easter egg.
Caught him in the act this time, Kate. He was burying a bow in your gladiolas.
Uncle Joe, long as you're going to do the work, what color would you like?
Work? What work?
The work you've been dodging for a year and a half. What kind of paint would you like?
Paint that's on it now.
That's old and faded, and it's full of cracks.
So's the Mona Lisa. They ain't repainting her.
Uncle Joe, you're not going to talk yourself out of the job this time.
I ain't trying to get out of the job. I just don't like to be rushed.
Rushed?
After all, nobody bugged Rembrandt when he was painting them ceilings in Rome. Well, did they?
You're right, Uncle Joe.
You see?
It was Michelangelo they bugged.
Hey, you know, it ain't generally known. That's the name Rembrandt painted under when he was on the road.
Look, the dog has a lot better color sense than all of us.
You picked out the most beautiful shade of canary yellow. Wasn't that smart of him, Uncle Joe?
You can't tell nothing from that little spot on his nose. You get a better idea if you paint the rest of it.
Well, now it's all settled. We paint the hotel canary yellow, and Uncle Joe, you take it from here.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll breeze into Sam's tomorrow and get an estimate.
No, here is $10. Don't get the estimate, get the paint. Let's go.
They sure are. Yeah, the old Haney place is still a mess.
Sam, I want 510.
Trouble is, Mrs. Gilbert, they're having an awful time trying to find somebody to do the job. Oh, the Douglases are willing to pay for the job. They just can't find a contractor. Well, I hope so, too. Bye.
Sam, do you still print business cards?
I sure do, for folks that have a business.
How much are they?
Ask me when you got a business.
I got a business.
What kind?
Look, my business ain't no business of yours.
I'm going to find out anyway when you give me the order for the cards.
If I give you the order. How much are they?
$2 a thousand.
Okay, I'll take 2.
That'll be $4.
Not 2,000, just 2 cards. That's all I'll need. Here's what I want printed on it.
Joe Carson, general contractor. I didn't know you were in the contracting business.
You name it, I do it. Let's see, there's carpentry, plumbing, heating, cabinets, parquet, flooring, remodeling, room additions, roofs, stucco.
That's a very impressive card.
They ought to be. They cost $2 1,000. There's more on the back side. Electrical wiring, cellars, louvery windows, sliding glass doors, concrete, cement, including sidewalks and tennis courts.
I think we need a little of each.
I think you need a lot of each. I've seen places that looked in better shape after they was torn down.
I think you better talk to my husband.
Oh, well, I might not be available, and there's a big demand for high-class contractors.
Oh, dear.
We'd better do something fast. I'd never forgive myself if your husband came home and found his sweet little wife buried under a ton of derbis.
Derbis?
Yeah, that's French for a heap of junk. Well, maybe we'd better go inside and see what needs to be done. Well. Yes, sir.
You think you could do something with it?
Well, it ain't near as bad as I thought. I expected a complete fiasco. What you got here is a mere shambles.
What does that mean?
It means the average contractor would turn and run. But a first-class havoc is a challenge to me. Now, to you, your home is just another eyesore. But to me, it's a potential Shangri-La.
What would you do with it?
Well, what'd you have in mind?
First of all, I would like
Just a second. Proceed.
I would like, don't you think we should have this room modernized?
Definitely. Modernized living room.
Now then, over here, I would like to have this window made much larger.
Let out window.
And here we have a loose molding.
Put tuck in molding.
Oh, and the floor, it isn't level.
Baggy floor.
Well, I think of it. Won't you come along, please?
Oh, just a minute. Excuse me. That's going to have to be fixed.
Oh, would you come this way, please? This way, please. Well, I wouldn't know how to begin with this room.
What about a sunken bathtub?
That would be fine, but isn't it a big job?
Simplest thing in the world to put in a sunken bathtub. All you got to do is either raise the floor or shorten the pipes.
Well, I leave that to you. How soon could you start? Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't ask you the price. How much would it cost?
Well, you got to remember this is an old place and there's lots of work to be done. Now, let's see. My rock bottom price would be $400.
For the whole house?
Oh, I forgot. You don't understand contractor's lingo. The $400 is merely my basic cost plus differential. You don't include the labor or the subcontractor.
Subcontractors?
These subcontractors ain't the ordinary kind that shrink submarines. This is the building kind. Now, I'm going to cut the cost down to the bone for you and your husband. I can expedite the whole job for, $1,500.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Well, no use wasting time. You just put your John Hancock on this standard contractor's agreement, and I'll get to work. The sooner your name's on the dotted line, the sooner I can make this a proper setting for the jewel that's stuck in it. Make that 2 kegs of roofing nails, 3 rolls of tar paper, 1 medium-sized wheelbarrow, 5 sacks of sand, and 300 red fireplace bricks. Are you going to remember all this?
I'm forgetting it as fast as you can say it.
Look, I'm giving you the biggest order you ever had. Now write it down.
I ain't writing down what I ain't getting paid for.
You'll get paid for it as soon as the Douglas pay me for the job.
What job?
This. I'm remodeling the Douglas place.
You're going to be remodeling the county jail, because that's where you're going.
Yeah? What for?
For contracting without a license.
Oh, so now it comes out. You're pulling your Justice of the Peace Act to gouge me for a license fee.
Joe, I only handle marriage, dog, and hunting license. Anything $10 or more has got to be mailed to the county clerk. So it's going to cost you $10, which you ain't got. Where'd you get $10?
Never mind. Just mail it.
Joe, even if you get a license, it ain't going to do you any good. What you know about contracting, you could hide under a gnat's armpit.
I don't have to know nothing about contracting so long as I got smart subcontractors.
If they'd work for you, they wouldn't be subcontractors, they'd be subnormal.
That does it. I'm canceling my order. You just send for that license.
Well, Uncle Joe, we're all ready for you.
Kate, you'll never guess who I seen on the train today. Amos Short. He's having the toughest time keeping the weeds out of his garden.
Where's the paint?
They're choking his artichokes and uprooting his rutabagas.
Where's the
That
paint?
poor fella's tried everything to get rid of them weeds. And you know what he finally sprayed them with?
Paint.
Yeah, paint. Kate, ain't you interested in Amos' problem?
All I am interested in is the paint. Where is it?
That's Sam Drucker. What a way to run a store. I figure we needed 5 cans. He's only got 3.
Well, why didn't you bring the 3? And while you were painting, he could order the rest of the batch.
Suppose your first batch don't match your second batch, then you've got an unmatched batched up hotel.
I'll get the paint myself. Can I have the $10?
Now, Kate, you're too soft-hearted. Sam would take advantage of you. You let me go in. I'll work on him. Yeah, I've made arrangements to bring out some hardware for you to make a selection. You know, new doorknobs, hinges, faucets.
That's marvelous. I never expected such fast service.
Well, in contracting circles, I'm known as Fireball Carson. They tell a story on me. Once I put up a house so fast the termites were still in their pajamas. There's a little item I overlooked in our agreement. The contractee is supposed to give the contractor some evidence of good faith.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, you see, my company's geared to provide a custom-built job from the original estimate to the final inspection. And we need lots of working capital.
Oh, I see you want an advance.
Oh, no, it ain't for me. It's them subcontractors and suppliers. See, there's a lot of labor and material involved in a big job like this.
Well, how much do you want?
$10. Shopkeeper. Oh, I ain't got much time, shopkeeper. 5 cans of Canary Yellow.
I thought I was lucky enough to be losing your trade.
It's for Kate.
No. Oh, by the way, I got some news for you. This is from the county clerk.
What's my contracting license?
You know, seems I've been a little out of touch with the county seat. The fee for a contractor's license has gone up to $20.
$20? Oh, well, that's no problem. Tell the clerk I'll send him the other 10 out of the $400 profit for remodeling the Douglas place.
Shall I also tell the sheriff you want your cell overlooking a jute mill? Joe, you gotta have a contracting license before you can drive one nail or lay one brick.
$400. Okay, send along this other 10.
Fine. Now, let's see. You wanted 5 cans of Canary Yellow. That'll be another $10.
Put it on my tab.
You ain't got a tab. You want the paint or the license?
The license. But hang on to the paint. I know where I can get the money. I'll need a couple more business cards. Right away.
The Carson School of House Painters?
That's my sideline. In case something happens to my job at the hotel, I got my school of house painting to fall back on. What do you got?
Well, I never thought.
You never thought. What do you think would happen if the railroad would suddenly decide to put the train in mothballs? Let's face it, Floyd. You ain't getting any younger. It's time you learned a trade.
I got a trade, 3 of them. I'm a conductor, a baggage clerk, and a farm.
Now, you look kind of silly punching tickets, smashing baggage, and stoking a boiler without being inside of a train.
That would be kind of tough.
What you need is a job with a future.
Like what?
Like house painting.
Has that got a good future?
I'll give you an example. The French Riviera is so crowded with retired house painters that the ordinary millionaires ain't got room for their yachts.
Golly, how do you get to be a house painter?
Well, it ain't easy. You gotta be an apprentice for 2 years.
And then you can paint houses?
Of course not. All an apprentice can do is hang wet paint signs on the back of park benches. Then you gotta spend a year as an intern mixing colors in a paint factory.
Then you can paint.
If you got $50 for the examination.
That lets me out.
I could never be a house painter and crowd ordinary millionaires off of the French Riviera.
You could if you take my crash course in house painting. You get your examination free.
How much is a course?
Well, seeing as you're a friend of mine, $10? Easy. Use more arms, less wrist.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, you're doing fine.
Well, wouldn't I be doing better if I had some paint?
You ain't ready for me. You amateurs is always in a toot. Granted, this may look a bit peculiar, but I can explain.
Oh, no. Who'd explain your explanation? The last time we talked, Uncle Joe, you were going into town to buy 5 cans of paint. Is that correct?
Well, you see,
Just answer the question. You were going for paint, yes or no?
Yes.
And I gave you $10 to purchase said paint. Is that right?
Well, you see,
I see no paint. So, if you have spent my $10 on some fantastic, stupid, addle-pated, idiotic scheme...
Kate Bradley, your lack of faith in my integrity wounds me deeply. I accept your apology. I got my assistant warming up. Floyd begged me to let him help.
Careful, Floyd. The paint's running down your arm.
Thanks, Kate.
You heard me. I said 5 cans of Canary Yellow.
You got $10? By the way, Mrs. Douglas was in here asking about you.
What you want?
She's waiting for you to bring out those doorknobs and hinges you promised her. And all that other stuff.
Sam, what's the matter with you? This is Canary Yellow. I asked for Mediterranean Blue.
You asked for Canary Yellow.
You got colorblind ears. You gonna give a cash customer what he pays for, or do I have to trade somewhere else?
Could have sworn he said Kate wanted Canary Yellow.
Well, Kate, here's your Canary Yellow. Why, that's Sam Drucker. He gave me the wrong color. It's Mediterranean Blue. I'll have to take it right back.
No, wait a minute. I like it.
No, you don't. You like Canary Yellow. I'll take it right back.
But don't bother. I changed my mind.
Change it, you've lost it. The reflections from that paint would make the guests look like they had frostbite. They'd check out like flies.
Yes, you're right. After all, the girls and I did like Canary Yellow.
Hey, Joe, I want to ask you something.
Yeah?
Does this crash course include...
You're violating rule number 1. Nobody likes a gabby house painter.
Hey, Joe. How long you gonna hold on to Floyd with that silly paint course?
I ain't got no time for your stupid conversation.
It ain't stupid. It's tough enough being the engineer without doing Floyd's job on top of it. I want him back.
That's just like you, Charlie Pratt. The minute a man gets a chance to advance himself, you hang on to his apron strings.
Joe Carson, you better watch your step.
You don't scare me none. Anything. Color. This is Mediterranean Blue.
That's what you asked for. Now I suppose you want to go back to Canary Yellow.
No. Just give me my $10 refund and I'll put this stuff back on the shelf.
Keep your hands off the stop and get out from behind my counter. Three cans, $6. No refund for the 2 empties.
You know, 2 of them cans did seem kind of light. That paint must have shrunk in transit. Well, look, I ain't got no time for chit-chat. I gotta get that hardware out the Douglas place. Let me have an assortment of doorknobs, locks, latches, light fixtures, faucets.
You got a contractor's license.
You know I ain't.
No credit except to licensed contractors.
Look, if I don't bring that stuff out there, the Douglas will think I'm a small-time operator.
Which you are.
If you don't let me have the hardware, how can I carry out my contract with the Douglases?
Well, I don't know, but a man who takes $10 from Kate to buy canary yellow and switches to Mediterranean blue and talks Floyd into a course in house painting and tries to palm off 2 empty cans, he'll think of something.
Somebody took the bathtub.
How's this look, Betty?
What are you doing, Floyd?
Well, I finished painting on the outside, so I thought I'd do the lobby.
Mom! Mom!
Not now, Betty Jo. Did you see anybody run out of here with a doorknob, a chandelier, and a bathtub?
What's the matter with you folks? Are you all crazy?
Where's Uncle Joe?
I don't know. He mumbled something about going over to the Douglas's farm.
Douglas farm?
But how did Joey get involved with him in the first place?
Well, he said he was a contractor, and he didn't want me to be buried under derbies, and he brought over all those samples, like that doorknob over there.
That's my doorknob. And that's my wallpaper. That's my chandelier. And...
I know, that's your tub. Don't worry, Mrs. Bradley. I'll see that all your property is returned. Lisa, how could you possibly have made such a deal with Mr. Carson?
But he made such good sense.
Uncle Joe made good sense?
Yes, he agreed with everything I said.
This whole mix-up could have been avoided if you'd have just asked him to show you a sample of his work.
A sample of his work? That's a very interesting idea. Excuse me.
Gee whiz, Uncle Joe, you finished that whole wall and it's nearly noon.
Yeah.
Take a rest, Uncle Joe. We brought you some lunch.
I ain't got time. Feed it to me.
But you gotta stop and eat your lunch.
Don't interfere. As soon as I finish painting the outside, I gotta wallpaper the lobby, varnish the woodwork, so I can show Mr. Douglas a sample of my contracted ability.
You better get out of the way, Betty Jo, or the Hooterville Hawks are gonna have a canary yellow shortstop.
That Mrs. Douglas is a real doll.
They're both so nice that after you've been around them for a while, you forget they're from the city.
Well, city folks and country folks are pretty much alike. The only difference is the city folks' springs are wound a little tighter.
Mom, you're still out $4 for the 2 cans of paint Uncle Joe spilled.
Well, I figure that I'm way ahead. Where else could you get a big-time contractor like Uncle Joe for $4?
Well, Mrs. Douglas is still out her $10 that she gave Uncle Joe as a retainer.
They don't feel that way. Mr. Douglas says it's worth $10 to get out of the contract.
Sure, then the only one who's really out is Floyd. Well, he isn't getting anything for his $10.
Oh, yes, he is.
Get that pressure up. We're coming to Bleeker's Hill. Stoke that boiler. You heard it. Keep shoveling in that wood.
Yeah, I heard him.
This has been a Filmways presentation.
CBS presents this program in color.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It's a real friendly place. Come and be our guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
And there's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
Hey, hand me that hammer, will you? Sleeping on the job. Cheap help. Hey, you! Hand me that hammer. Well, you're some help. And try and stay awake. This is a big day. Betty Jo and Steve are bringing the baby home from the hospital. Hey, does that look straight? Hold the ladder, I'm coming down.
How do you like my nurse's uniform?
Is that what it's supposed to be?
Well, sure. We're going to help Betty Jo take care of the baby. That's why she's bringing it here.
You didn't shorten that skirt for the baby.
Well, we don't want that young, handsome baby doctor from Beverly Hills to think we're a couple of hicks.
Bobby Joe, we don't know if he's young and handsome. In fact, we don't even know if he's single.
Yeah. But I say look to the bright side.
Well, I see what you mean. In fact, I kind of go along with it.
Why, you sneaky sister!
Well, I got the sign up. What are you two supposed to be?
Baby nurses. Uncle Joe, what do you know about that baby doctor who's coming from Beverly Hills?
Oh, you mean that woman?
Woman?
Well, all I know, she's a relative of a Jed Clampett, whose cousin Pearl is a distant kin of your mother's from way back when... Don't you want to hear about her?
No, thanks.
Anyway, she's supposed to be one of them highfalutin baby specialists. You know, orthodontist.
Must have left my glasses on that chitney. Not that I need 'em. I got eyes like a hawk. You live here at the Shady Rest Hotel? And I thought folks in Beverly Hills was unfriendly. Awful messy-looking lobby.
Oh, howdy, ma'am. Can I help you?
Yes? I want to rent a nice, quiet room.
I don't rent rooms.
Fine hotel. You don't rent rooms, vegetables all over the lobby, pickle barrels.
Excuse me, ma'am. This ain't a hotel. This is Sam Drucker's general store.
I told that jitney driver I was going to the Shady Rest Hotel.
Oh, well, this is as close as he could take you. It's still about 6 miles up the line.
Well, how do I get the rest of the way?
You have to go by Cannonball.
Oh, no, you ain't gonna shoot me no 6 miles.
Oh. Now, wait a minute. The Cannonball is what we call our train.
Well, where is it?
It just went through about 5 minutes ago, taking Betty Jo and her new baby home from the hospital.
Well, that's the baby I'm supposed to take care of.
Oh, are you a nurse?
I'm a doctor, Granny. Dr. Granny. Can't you tell by my medical bag?
Sorry.
Well, I best be getting on so the new mama won't be worried.
Ain't you gonna wait for the train?
No time to wait. It's getting late. It's pretty near 7 o'clock.
That ain't the time. That's it.
Which way to the Shady Rest Hotel? Still not talking, huh? Guess I shouldn't be too hard on the poor fella. Worst case of yellow jaundice I've ever seen.
What'd you say? Oh. You're wrong. The train won't be here for 20 minutes, you stupid mutt. What a lucky guess.
Come on, Uncle Joe, the train's in. Steve and Betty Jo are here with the baby.
I know. Hey, butt out, will you?
Be careful, darling. Don't breathe on the baby.
I won't.
Did you wash your hands before you picked up the basket?
I've washed them 6 times since we left the hospital.
Be careful going down the steps.
I'll be careful. Okay.
Hi, welcome back.
Wait a minute, Steve. I'll help you, baby.
Oh, no. Stand back, all of you. What's the matter? Well, you're not wearing masks. We've got to be careful of germs.
What's she talking about? I ain't going to catch anything.
Here we are.
Yeah, I put that sign up there all by myself.
Back, everybody. Come on, Uncle Joe. Okay, darling, it's safe now.
Honey, I can't hold my breath any longer.
Try, dear. Oh, we fixed up the sewing alcove for the nursery. Is everything sterilized? Well, we didn't boil the flowers. Gosh, isn't she just the cutest baby you've ever seen?
Who's seen it?
Easy. Careful. That's it. Now, Daddy's going to put us in our nice new bassinet.
Both of you?
Or maybe I better do it.
I'll do it. You're not supposed to lift, remember?
Oh, not like that.
Not like what?
Well, remember what the book says. One hand under the head and then slide the other one under the back.
Uh-oh.
Is she?
She is.
No, I'll take care of it. You go tell the others they can come in about a couple of minutes. Isn't she adorable? Absolutely precious. The most beautiful baby I've ever seen.
Yeah, she favors me all right.
Now, step back, everyone. It's feeding time. The book says you have to do this to check to see if it's too high.
If we ever lose that book, we're through.
Now we're going to have a num-num.
I must have missed the num-num chapter.
Hey, how about some service? Where is everybody?
Hey, you, stop that noise.
Oh, don't shoot. Take my money. Don't shoot.
What are you talking? Oh, just had a new baby.
Oh, well, congratulations, old-timer.
I didn't have the baby. Front. Take that silly thing off. It helps murder to come by these days. Show this man up to room 7.
Does he carry luggage?
No. I'm thinking of trading him in on a St. Bernard.
You Kate Bradley? Hey! They's right about you, Kate. You and Cousin Pearlie's look alike.
I'm not Kate. I'm Joe Carson. Kate's out of town.
Oh, well, I'm Granny. Dr. Granny. I've come to take care of Betty Joe's young'un.
We got a baby specialist coming from Beverly Hills.
That is me.
You're a Beverly Hills doctor?
I'd appreciate it if you kept the Beverly Hills part to yourself. It takes away folks' confidence. Just say I'm from Bug Tussle.
How'd you get here? I ain't heard no train whistle.
I walked from the general store.
Walked? That's better than 6 miles.
Yep. If I'd have knowed, I'd have worn my old shoes.
No, no. You stay there. The book says a baby nursery's no place for a dog.
Kate'll be sorry she missed you, Granny.
Well, it's a baby I've come to look after. Where is the little darling?
It's in there in that baby bed. Well, it looks like the rest of the family's out in the kitchen getting supper. I'll go tell them you're here.
Oh, it's a nice, bright spot for a baby. Pretty little bed, too. Well, let's have a look at the precious little thing. Sakes alive. And I thought Jethro was an ugly baby. Hairiest little goomer I've ever seen.
Granny?
Be right there. Now, don't you worry, little fella. Granny's going to use all of the medical skill and know-how that she knows to help you. And even if I fail, there's still a bright side. Tiny Tim ain't doing bad.
Did you see the baby?
I did.
What do you think?
You go first.
What do you mean?
Let me put it this way. I'm right anxious to get a look at the mama and the papa. What?
Well, here comes the mama now. Betty Joe, this is Granny, the baby specialist from Beverly Hills.
Bug Tussle.
Hello, Granny. I've heard Mother speak of you many times.
Excuse me, you two. I got some business in the kitchen.
I'm awful sorry to miss your Mo.
Oh, she'll be disappointed, too. But right after the baby was born, she left town.
I understand, honey. You're bearing up well.
I'm a little tired. Would you like to sit down?
Sure.
We just brought the baby home from the hospital today.
Oh?
Steve thinks they rushed us out kind of fast.
They have their reasons, darling. Steve's your husband, is he?
Yes. I'm kind of anxious for you to meet him.
I'm right anxious to meet him myself.
Darling, can you come down? Oh, we don't live here. We have a little cottage on the other side of the woods.
Woods? Tell me, when you was in a family way, was you ever frightened by a wolf or a coyote?
No.
What about a shaggy dog?
Did you call me, honey?
I guess you know why he's wearing a mask.
I think I do.
Yes, dear?
Steve, take off that mask.
No!
Oh, darling, this is Granny. You've heard Mom speak of her.
Oh, yes, of course. I understand you're a whiz with babies.
Well, now, don't expect miracles, son. He ain't Harry.
No, I'm Steve. Honey, have you seen the baby's teething ring?
No, but it's probably in the bassinet.
Or buried in the backyard.
Buried in the backyard? Who'd do that?
Oh, bless you, son. There's nothing more touching than a father's devotion to his young'un. Have you picked out a name yet?
Well, not definitely. At the moment, we kind of lean to Katie Jo or Kathy Jo.
What do you like, Granny?
Well, have you given any thought to a name like, Spot? Fido?
Spot?
Fido?
Just a suggestion. Oh, that's a dandy big cage back yonder there. Is that for the baby?
Oh, no.
Hey, you know something, honey? That wouldn't be bad for a playpen.
Well, maybe we could put clean towels on the floor.
Newspapers, darling.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go see if I can find Uncle Joe and get some help moving the baby furniture upstairs.
He's in the kitchen, dear.
See you later, Granny.
Keep your chin up, son. If there's a miracle to be worked, I'll do it.
Steve feels the sewing alcove over there is too public for the baby. You know, with people walking through the lobby and gawking at it.
Yeah, when the news gets around, it's bound to happen. Of course, you could always charge like 10 cents a look.
Oh, we wouldn't do that.
You're right, honey. Keep it in the family.
But don't you think it's a good idea about moving the baby upstairs?
Oh, yes, indeed. Clear up to the attic.
Well, the attic's kind of dark.
Good.
We thought the second floor.
You do what you think best, honey.
Betty Jo, can you come upstairs? We need your advice. Be right there. Oh, this is Granny. That's Billy and Bobby.
Howdy.
Hi, Granny.
Nice-looking boys.
They're my sisters, Billy Jo and Bobby Jo. Would you like to come and see the room we're fixing upstairs for the nursery?
Later, honey. I gotta figure out a prescription.
Well, if you'll excuse me then. I'm kind of anxious to get the baby all settled.
The sooner the better, honey. Lord love her. What a brave little mama. I've seen some ugly babies. This is ridiculous. He's got his mama's red hair. Just too much of it. Healthy appetite. Hope I remembered to bring some of the latest miracle drug. Oh, here it is. Dried owl gizzards in stump water.
You have to pick that room.
It'll be all right, Joe.
No, it won't. Ask Granny. She'll back me up.
What about?
Oh, Joe's complaining because we want to put the baby in the room next to his.
I won't get a wink of sleep. That kid'll be howling all night.
He might have a point, especially if the moon is full.
Well, come on, Joe. Let's take the bassinet upstairs.
Bassinet? Must be what they call a small basset.
I found some more stump water.
Oh, good. Pour it in.
There. Do you think we have everything that Granny's prescription calls for?
Well, let's check her list.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We've got, wretchweed. Check. Scrawny pine pitch. Right. Snakewort. Yeah. What do you suppose suppose Granny plans to do with this weird concoction?
I don't know. It's probably a homemade insecticide. She said it's an emergency, so we'd better get on with it.
Yeah, we better. Let's see, dog fennel. Check. Cocoon root.
Right.
Kerosene.
Yeah.
And a mud dauber's nest.
Uh-oh. We forgot the mud dauber's nest.
Well, listen, come on, let's both go look. And she said we gotta be sure that it's a big one.
Okay. I'll just put the lid on this and let it simmer.
Okay.
Hi, girls. What's for supper? I'm starving. Where are they? Glad when Kate gets home. Them girls got a lot to learn about making soup.
Hey, Joe, boy, am I hungry. What's the word on food?
Lousy.
What do you mean?
Girls tried to make some soup, but it's pitiful.
Oh, I love soup.
Maybe Kate spoiled me with her cooking. You try it.
Well, you probably didn't stir it. Here, let a connoisseur sample it. If I didn't know better, I'd swear there was kerosene in that.
Excuse me.
What'd you throw in there?
A mud dauber's nest.
Mud daubers, man.
A 19-holer.
Are you out of your gourd?
Yeah, the soup was bad enough.
That's not soup.
It's Granny's prescription.
Yeah. It's got, retchweed, dried beetles, lizard eggs, scrawny pine pitch, snakewort, dog fennel, cocoon root, kerosene, and a mud dauber.
Hi, Granny.
Who's that?
Sam Drucker.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drucker.
Got some good news for you.
Oh, we can use it.
Andy Parker found your glasses in his jitney. Here they are.
Oh, praise be. I had the girls cook up my medical prescription. Didn't want to trust it without my glasses. Things like that have to be exact, you know.
Medical prescription? Is somebody sick?
Well, sorta. Have you seen Betty Joe and Steve's baby?
Oh, yeah. Cute little thing, ain't it?
Here, Mr. Drucker, you need these worse than I do.
Here you are, Granny. Well, hi, Mr. Drucker.
Hi.
Hi, girls.
Did you simmer 20 minutes?
Exactly. We did just what you said.
Good. Ooh, I can tell. Ooh, this is a dandy batch.
Dandy batch of what?
We don't know for sure.
Stand back! Don't come too close. That's why I'm working outside. I had a batch of this blow up on me one time. You're just in time, Steve. My miracle cure will be ready in a minute. Here, you. Hold it. Don't be so scared.
Miracle cure? What's she talking about?
It's that stuff we were cooking on the stove.
We think it's some kind of insecticide.
Now, excuse me, everybody. I've got something confidential to say to Steve. There's 60 years of medical skill and know-how in this little bowl. But I gotta warn you, in the field of experimental medicine, even the greatest of us doctors can fail.
I'll buy that.
Oh, no. There's no charge. My reward will be to see it work.
Work on what?
The little fella, Steve. You know, the little nipper with the fuzzy face.
Oh, the dog.
No, don't say that. No, you're right. Face up to it. Bring it out in the open. Be honest with yourself. It'll make you feel better.
Well, how does it work? Do I rub it on?
Rub on a little bit of it, and then let him lap up the rest of it. It's a two-way formula.
Okay, Granny. You're the doc. Here, dog. Here, dog.
He didn't have to be that honest.
Here, dog. Here, boy. There you are. Sorry, kids. Doctor's orders. Now you're supposed to lap up the rest.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Katie just had a nap in her bath, and now she's all dressed up for company.
Hey, can I carry her?
Sure. Steve, look. What's the matter?
Well, it's something Granny cooked up for the dog. I think it's supposed to get rid of fleas. Well, now I see how it works. They can't hang on.
What's with her? She's nervous, I guess.
This is the worst part of being a doctor, waiting to see if the cure works.
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta! Presenting the one, the only, the world's most beautiful baby. Oh,
The world.
She's had
proud
a
of
bath.
Papa,
She's
too.
been such a good. Look at those eyes. Granny, you haven't said anything.
I can't, honey. I'm too choked up over the wonders of it all.
Okay, girls. How about some supper? You can forget about the soup.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to take all the credit. I know it was you that wrought the miracle. I was just your instrument. Thank you. Amen.
Petticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
CBS presents this program in color.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Joe. Come and be his guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
Here's our lady MD. She's as pretty as can be at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
Look at that little goomer. Not a whisker on him. I knew my miracle drug would work. Must be the Bakun root. I gotta write him a letter and tell him how glad I am for them.
So, I'm sending by separate parcel a homemade cake baked by me just to celebrate the happy recovery. What do you suppose she means by that?
Who knows? Well, at least we're getting a cake out of it. I mean, at least you two are. Let's go make lunch.
Naturally, we're going to share it with all of you.
Oh, no.
Oh, but we insist.
And I insist on refusing, and my stomach seconds the motion. Remember that soup she made when she was here?
What about it?
Remember what was in it? Cocoon root, breastweed, lizard egg, scrawny pine pitch.
I remember.
Snake wort, dried beetle.
I get it.
When it comes, why don't we give it to Doc Craig?
Joe.
Why not? Even if she eats it, she's a doc. She can cure herself.
Well, so much for the Miller family. Where do we go next?
Oh, that's about it for today. I better get back to the hotel if I expect to keep any sort of office hours.
Okay. I sure hope I'm helping you.
Of course you are. Only
Because
there's...
it's so inspirational healing the sick. I feel just like Florence. What do you mean only?
Oh, it's nothing.
You don't think I'm doing a good job?
Yes, I do.
You don't like me?
Yes, I do.
You wish I'd go away?
No, I don't.
You mean I'm a perfect nurse?
Well, there is one little thing.
Oh?
When I give a patient a shot, do you have to screw up your face and go, ooh?
No.
Well, then.
Next time I'll laugh.
No? Maybe something in between? Have you been waiting long, Wendell?
Well, not too. Yes, he has.
Mr. Bedloe.
Oh. Yeah, allow me to introduce myself, my dear lady. I'm Homer Bedloe, Vice President of the C&W Railroad, at your service.
I'm Dr. Janet Craig.
Oh, a doctor, eh?
That's right.
Well, there have been some changes here in the valley, haven't there? Which reminds me. You.
Oh, yes, sir.
Let's get cracking. Is there some reason why this train isn't moving?
Why, yes, there is.
What is it?
You're not on it.
I didn't mean... Let's go!
I heard the VIP was...
Yeah, some VIP, that Bedloe.
Oh, well, at least he's a paying customer. We sure can use the business.
I'd sure like to give him the business. Oh! How do you do, Mr. Bedloe?
Hi, Mr. Bedloe.
Welcome to the Shady Rest.
Oh, you can put that down now.
I see he's his old cheery self.
That's him. Mr. Personality.
Would you care to come in for a cup of coffee, Wendell?
Oh, that would be very nice.
He would not.
I wouldn't.
Isn't the cannonball way behind schedule?
Oh, no. We're right on time. That is according to the new schedule.
What new schedule? When did this begin?
As soon as we got behind on the old schedule.
What?
Yes, you see, we had such a problem trying to keep on time and still give service like this. So I decided it was much easier to just change the schedule. Now we're never late and everybody's happy.
Isn't that a charming way to run a railroad?
Oh, peachy.
He's not a very popular figure. Why? Because he practically makes a career out of trying to shut down the cannonball.
But I thought he was an official of the railroad.
Oh, dear, that's right, and I defied him. I'd better get cracking.
Anybody running this place?
Oh, we'll check in right away, Mr. Bedloe.
Uncle Joe, do you mind?
I'll put him in room number 8.
Uncle Joe, that's the room with a broken bed spring. He'd be miserable.
Bedloe, mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
No, I don't mind a bit.
Well, then, what are you doing here?
I won't tell.
Follow the dog. And so he's up to something, only I don't know what it is.
Well, it's nothing good. You can bet on that. Where is he now?
That's what worries me. He got up early this morning and caught the cannonball on her first run, and he's been riding her ever since.
Oh. That can only mean one thing. He's out to get Wendell.
Yeah, and that ain't gonna be hard. That Wendell is so dumb, he'll hang himself for sure.
Oh, Joe, Wendell ain't dumb. He's just honest.
Yeah? Well, you put honest and stupid together, and you're really asking for trouble.
Oh, there you are, finally.
Hi, Mr. Bedlow. I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Perish the thought. I've only been sitting in this forsaken wilderness for 48 minutes. Where have you been?
Well, you see, Ed Turner came down with the gout, and I had to help his hired man pick his apples. Just put them aboard there, Ralph.
Gibbs, are you an engineer or an apple picker?
Just being a good neighbor. We're expecting a frost, and if he didn't get them picked and onto the store...
Will you get up there and start this train?
Yes, sir. That's the next order of business. Tell Ed I'll stop by on the next run to see how he's doing. Oh, and tell him not to forget that hot lemonade and honey.
Gibbs!
Yeah, it's an old family remedy. My grandma used to give it to Grandpa for just about everything. I don't suppose it cured him, really, but it tasted good and it sure didn't hurt. Why, do you know that man lived to be 92?
Gibbs!
No, by George, I believe it was 93.
Gibbs!
Oh, I haven't time to chat anymore. I've got a train to run. What happened, Nellie?
Well, I was wheeling a sack of feed across the tracks, and I stumbled on a loose tie, and there you are.
Yes, we certainly are.
Since I couldn't bring the feed to the chicks, I decided to bring the chicks to the feed.
Why, that's very resourceful. Oh, did you hear that? Isn't it resourceful?
It's ridiculous. Now get this train going.
Oh, I'm afraid that'll take quite a while. They've got a lot to eat there. Right, Nellie?
Oh, right. They'll be pecking away here for hours.
I'll tell you what, we just won't go to Pixley this trip.
What?
Oh, thank you, Wendell. That's very considerate.
Well, what about me? I've got to get to a phone. I want to make a phone call to my home office.
Well, I'm sure if you tell them about the chickens and the feed and all...
Oh, sure. I'll tell... Hey, that's an idea. We won't go to Pixley. Spare the little chickens. I'll just make a note of that.
Oh, you don't have to give me credit.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to give you full credit. Into the cab, Gibbs.
He's not such a bad fellow after
How was your trip? Beautiful. I rode backwards for 10 miles. Mind if I use your phone?
I guess not.
Hello. This is Homer Bedlow. I want to talk to the home office of the CNFW Railroad in Chicago. I want to talk to Mr. Curtis. Yeah. What's that? Now, look, lady, just put... She wants to know if you got the same special on marmalade.
Oh, that was last week.
No, that was last week. Now, will you please... What have you got this week?
Apple butter and quince, 2 small jars for 49 cents.
Apple butter and quince, 2 small jars for 49 cents. Now, will you please... What? Well, how do I know? Wait a minute. She wants to know if she can substitute grape for quince.
I know. Once you start that sort of thing.
Well, he doesn't know. Once you start that sort of... Look, for crying out loud, will you put through my number?
Excuse me, Mr. Bedlow. Sarah, look, I'll make an exception this time. Yeah, now I think you ought to get this man's party for him because he's getting a little edgy and... Oh, you have, huh? Your party's on the line.
Hello! Hi there, JP. Yeah, well, I just called to say I'll be coming back right away. Yes, I've got a full report. Oh, things are far worse than I suspected. That new man's really bollocksed up the works. Oh, the service is horrible. There isn't any schedule at all. I don't think there's any doubt the commission will go along with us about scrapping the cannonball and putting in a bus line.
Bus line? So that's what he's up to.
No, I haven't got any signed statements, but I got my records. What do you mean that's not enough? Would I fib? All right. I'll get a reliable person to verify. But believe me, the way the cannonball's being run now, won't have any trouble. Okay. Well, goodbye, JP.
What's this business about a bus line, Bedloe?
Well, you might as well know. I've come up with a plan to replace the cannonball with a modern, profit-making bus line, which incidentally will be no small feather in the cap of yours truly.
Wait a minute. Without the cannonball, how can people get out to the Shady Rest? There ain't a highway anywhere near there.
Sorry about that, but that's progress.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't I hear you say you had to get somebody to verify the fact that the cannonball don't give good service?
And there won't any of the old-timers in the valley do that.
Well, how about a newcomer?
Who?
Dr. Janet Craig. Who else? Good service is vital to her occupation.
Oh, she wouldn't say anything against the cannonball.
She'll have to if it's the truth.
Doc won't even talk to you.
She will if I'm a patient.
Why did you choose this particular time for a checkup, Mr. Bedloe? Oh, sorry.
I get a checkup every year.
Well, surely you have a family physician back in the city.
Certainly. The finest.
Well, then why not wait until you get back, if there's nothing wrong?
With me? You can look at me and say that. I'm as strong as a bull.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
Something wrong?
You bit it.
No, just as long as I'm normal.
Well, at least you have good, strong teeth.
Speaking of the cannonball...
Who was?
Oh, we weren't? Well, now that we're on the subject, what do you think of the service? Pretty bad, isn't it?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't? Why not?
Well, I just wouldn't, that's all. Wendell Gibbs does the best he can.
Well, best's none too good, is it?
No, I wouldn't say that either.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. I'm an official of the road, you know. What's the matter?
Well, I've just never wrapped it around an arm this many times before.
Oh, this is my big arm. I'm a righty. Now, getting back to the cannonball. We both know that it's outlived its usefulness, right? And Wendell Gibbs, it's plain to see he's a lightweight, right? Right. Now, what you'd like to see is a fast, efficient bus service instituted here in this valley, right? Of course you would. All I need is a signed affidavit from somebody like you, a reliable professional person, and bingo, I'll stop that... What's the matter?
It's a little high, that's all.
High? How high? How?
Well, perhaps your own physician would prescribe a diet. Or maybe a series of shots.
Shots?
You seem a little tense to me. I could prescribe some medication and you could have it filled over in Pixley at the Pixley Pharmacy.
Are they reliable?
Oh, of course. Now, what were you saying about the cannonball?
The what?
About the cannonball. What were you saying?
Oh, forget that. This is a matter of life and death. Mine.
Folks were gathered here for one reason only, to find a way to dispose of Homer Bedloe.
Right.
Now, I have a variety of plans here. Under Plan A, we nail shut his door and board up the windows to his room. But that might give him grounds for not paying his bill. Plan B. Now, under Plan B, Wendell gets him on the cannonball, heads into Dead Man's Curve at 20 miles an hour, jumps off and leaves Bedloe. Only I'm sorry to report that Wendell is too chicken to try it.
Oh, I'm willing to try it, but I just don't think I can. What is it they say? The mind is willing, but the flesh is weak, especially my flesh.
Chair recognizes Dr. Craig.
Has anyone thought of handling Mr. Bedloe in a different way, with kindness?
Kindness? Never.
Oh, I can see that's not a very popular suggestion.
You could say that, yes.
Well, let me ask another question. Has anything else worked?
What do you got in mind?
Let's give him a party.
You've got to be...
Now, please, everyone. I happen to know that Saturday is his birthday. He had to put the date down when I gave him an examination. And what better time for us to change our attitude toward him?
Well... I think Dr. Craig is right. Nothing else has worked, and, well, who knows? Maybe deep down he has some very nice qualities.
Well, if he has, they're covered with layer upon layer of him. But I'll go along with it if the rest of you will.
Come on, let's give it a try. Nothing else. And, darling, we can contribute that cake from Granny. Okay with you?
Hey, yeah. What a great way to get rid of... yeah. I'd make a sacrifice.
Nothing makes me happier than when I'm doing for folks.
Oh, who are you doing it to? Poor Granny.
Oh, them nice folks in Petticoat Junction. I promised them a cake, and I gotta give them my best. Read off the directions for me.
All right. So far it calls for eggs.
Got 'em.
Butter.
Got it.
Rum.
Rum. Where does it say that? Where? Well, I don't care where it says it. I ain't putting it in. Rum is evil. Rum is the drink of the devil. Why do you suppose they put that in there?
Because it's a rum cake?
Well, I don't care what it is. I ain't gonna put in no evil juice of the devil.
Well, then you'll have to bake another cake.
No, I don't. I'll put in a substitute. Reach down and get me that jug under the counter.
You're gonna put this in?
Certainly. It's just a harmless but wonderful nectar. Good for man or beast. Open it up for me.
Are you sure it's harmless? It seems awfully strong to me.
Oh, that's the preservative in it. This cake has got to go clear to Petticoat Junction, and it's got to keep. Not enough body in it. That's better. Not only throws off a wonderful aroma, but it clears the sinuses.
Say we're going to a lot of trouble for nothing.
You want to lose your cannonball, close down a shady rest, be out of a job? Oops, I take back that last one.
Joe, please, be nice to him just this once.
Nice to Bedlow. What a price to pay.
Here he comes, everybody.
What's going on down there? Can't a man get a good night's sleep?
Happy birthday, Mr. Bedlow.
What is all this? What are you up to?
Why should we be up to anything? We merely found out that it's your birthday and decided to take the opportunity to honor you as a friend of the valley.
The way she lays it on, she could be in politics.
Well, just as long as you remember, it won't make any difference about my stand on the cannonball. You! What are you doing here?
Paying homage, sire.
The cannonball is temporarily out of service.
Well, temporarily isn't long enough. I warn you, don't try to change me. I won't rest until that iron go-kart's abolished. Good night. And, thanks for the birthday greeting.
Wait, Mr. Bedlow, your birthday cake.
Da-da-da-dum, da-dum!
Some good came out of it anyway.
It's from Granny. She sent it all the way from Beverly Hills.
Is that the one? Here, birthday boys go first.
Well, I don't eat cakes. Bad for the figure.
Oh, one little sliver couldn't hurt an athlete like you.
I might be able to handle it. I jog, you know.
There you go.
Oh, that's good. What's in it?
Randy made it, who knows?
I'll have another piece after this. This is really good. What? Pardon me. For I'm a jolly good fellow, for I'm a jolly good fellow, for I'm a jolly good fellow, which... Am I the only one eating cake?
Oh, no, it's just that we were so fascinated watching you. No, what I mean is there's no hurry. There's plenty more.
That's what you think. You know, I like this little group. I like you very, very much.
Thank you. We like you, too. Don't we?
Oh, yes. Oh, sure.
Yeah. All slopping all over the place.
What do you suppose was in that cake?
I don't know, but I think it ought to be served over the rocks.
Well, no, this is one of the most congenial groups I've ever... You want out a cake?
Oh, no, you can have mine.
Oh, you're good. I like you. You know, this is the finest engineer in the world. You know why? He doesn't tutor chickens. I like my little buddy.
We all love Wendell.
Yep. Too bad he's not going to be with us long.
What's the matter? Somebody take him away?
Well, actually, they're taking away the cannonball.
What? They can't do that. Take away the cannonball from my pals. I'll have them dismissed. I'll cut off their profit-sharing plan. I'll confiscate the key to the executive washroom.
You mean that, Mr. Bedlow?
Don't call me Mr. Bedlow. Call me Blinky.
Blinky? Is that what they call you down at the office?
No, but it rhymes with... Oh, you know, it's those fellas down at the office that want to take a cannonball away from me and my pals.
You really on our side, Bedlow?
Yeah. You know why? Because you're the good guys. And I want to be a good guy. I'll show you. You know what this is? This is evidence. You know what I'm going to do with it? That's what I'm going to do with it. Long live the cannonball! For it's a jolly good railroad, for it's a jolly good railroad, for it's a jolly good railroad, the Hooterville Cannonball. Ball.
All I can say is it worked great last night, but what about today?
Well, that remains to be seen. Oh, good morning.
Mind if I ask a question? Was I down here last night?
Yes, you were, Mr. Bedlow. It was your birthday, and we had a celebration.
Then it did happen. And I acted all strange.
Did you? Oh, boy, I'll tell the world.
Why, no, of course not. You were just your own sweet, convivial self.
Sweet, convivial self?
That's right, Blinky.
Where'd you get that from?
Well, that's what all your pals call you.
Well, that's not a... You mean you're my pals?
That's what you said we were.
We want to be. Don't you like to be loved, Blinky?
Well, I don't know. I never had... That's most unusual. Say, didn't I have some papers in here?
Oh.
Yeah, my notes on a cannonball. Is that them?
You tore them up last night.
And you said, long live the cannonball.
Oh, I had quite a birthday, didn't I?
Here, you can piece them back together again.
No. The heck with it. I'm beloved.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Bedlow.
Put her there, birthday boy.
Hey, I forgot to blow out my candle. Bad luck not to blow out your birthday candle.
Happy birthday, Blinky.
Petticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.